Astro Bot? More like Astro Bot. Sorry, that was mean. Astro Bot is incredible, and everybody is saying that it's incredible. And if you need someone else to tell you that it's incredible, here's my dog. Go ahead, tell him. But I wanted to do a little more than that. I wanted to go over what makes Astro Bot so amazing and what other game companies could potentially learn from it. But I also want to gush over this game because it is really that good. Astro Bot could potentially be Game of the Year, partially because of how highly it's rated, but also partially because this is its competition. And if anything, it's proven what gaming could be when greedy corporations, well, aren't being greedy. I can only imagine how the pitch meeting for this game probably went. Hey Mr. Sony, I have an idea for a new game. So tell me more about this game that you're working on. I was thinking of like a new puzzle platformer with that Astro Bot guy. So this is gonna go for $70, right? $60 actually. What? Although we could have a $70 version if people want an art book and a digital soundtrack out of it. Well, that version will have exclusive skins at least, right? Yeah, it can have some bonus skins, but not anything you wouldn't unlock from playing the game anyway. Well, that seems a little unorthodox, but we are going to still have the $100 version that won't add anything of quality. No. Well, that hardly seems profitable. And I was thinking no season pass. And no Hawa? Instead, we're gonna have DLC that comes out later down the line to help expand the game for free. I don't comprehend that at all. So can we get to work right away? Congratulations, sir. I hope this doesn't put us severely in debt. But even before the game came out, I was hearing great things about it. Astro Bot is already a fairly established IP with 2 previous games. Astro's Rescue Mission that barely anyone got to play because who the owns a PSVR? And Astro's Playroom that came free with your PS5.
I don't have
Astro Bot.
Everyone has
Astro Bot.
dipshit. It came free with your fucking
PlayStation 5.
I didn't get it. I have the oldest
PlayStation 5.
known to man.
You have
Astro Bot.
fucking dick!
I don't have it, you fucking.
Astro Bot.
And what I thought was really cool is that they added a connection to Astro's Playroom before the release of this next game. Down in the underground labo, there was a new door with a countdown timer for the game's release. And if you try to enter it early, it prompts you to pre-order Astro Bot. Though if you happen to be there when the timer reached 0, you got to see this fun little celebration with all the other bots. And here's what happens if you go through the door now after the game released. Yeah, it still takes you to the store and prompts you to buy the game. But how cool would it have been if it had like a seamless transition into the game from there? Take notes, other game developers. And that's just one point that makes Astro Bot so much more than just another adventure platformer. There was so much thought and care put into this game, and it has to be appreciated. So I wanted to touch upon the graphics real quick. And I know everybody talks about graphics, people won't shut up about it. It's like graphics. But 2 of the highest selling games of all time are Tetris and Minecraft, and blocky would be an understatement to describe those games. So having the best graphics doesn't make a game necessarily good by default, but it can definitely elevate a well-designed world. And let me tell you, this world is gorgeous. 6 galaxies, 80 levels, and look at the detail that they put into every crack on this little robot. I could see his pores. They even modeled the pigeon poop. That's Game of the Year quality right there. But the actual genius of this game is that it's just Super Mario Galaxy. Like, literally just, it's the same game. But honestly, in the greatest way possible. You see, Super Mario Galaxy was so beloved, it's the only 3D Mario game that they made a sequel to. And then Sony was all like, man, I can't believe they never made a 3rd one. I guess we'll just do it ourselves. So here's a 3D platformer with diverse levels that have collectibles that need to be gathered because progression is locked behind having a certain amount of them. And then let's just add FLUDD from Super Mario Sunshine for good measure. It's literally similar all the way down to the motion controls that nobody asked for, but aren't actually that bad. And then throughout the game, there's new powers that you get every few levels that change up the gameplay. There's a froggy one, a doggy one, the chicken one, and the monkey with cymbals. But I love how dynamically the levels work alongside with their gimmicks. There's this level where Astro's power is to turn small, and the level itself has this clever way where you can't just skip parts of the level by being big. The level's design is built around needing to be small for some points and then needing to be big for others. And while you're doing it, the music plays dynamically depending on your size. When you're big, it has this big, boisterous trumpet showering you as you explore the area. But then you go teeny tiny and suddenly it's like everything quiets and softens. There's another level where it starts in a Chuck E. Cheese ball pit and it sounds like a Pixar film. But as you go through the level, you find these buttons, and when you hit them, everything flips. Suddenly, it's nighttime and the music shifts, creating a whole new environment both visually and audibly. Hit the button again, and now it's daytime. Then it's nighttime, daytime, nighttime, daytime, nighttime. And they made an underwater level that doesn't suck. I need you to understand how rare that is. Come to think of it, I really can't think of any one particular level or boss in the whole game that's bad. You know how most games are like, oh yeah, it's a great game except for this one level? I feel like maybe those levels existed and then they just took them out of the game before they released it. Why do developers just make a level that's bad and then leave it in? Like, why? But what really made this game a step above just another 3D platformer comes down to one word: creativity. I feel like there's something new in every single one of these levels, especially all of these special levels after each major boss that has you playing in iconic PlayStation worlds, like San Francisco. And in these levels, you get to play as those PlayStation characters. What a cool concept. But to be fair, this is probably the closest we're ever going to get to a brand new Ape Escape game. And it's not the Ape Escape game that we wanted, but it is the Ape Escape game that we deserved. And each of these levels comes with their own special Easter eggs, like the literal eggs that you find in the Uncharted level, or the crows you have to find in the God of War level. And if you are missing one of the crows like I was, it's actually here at the beginning section when you're flying in on your spaceship. So there you go, that's where it is. And these levels aren't the only places that you see these PlayStation references. There are bots from so many different popular PlayStation IPs all over the place. Some of my favorites are like Joker from Persona 5, Teddy from Persona 4, Sly Cooper, Ratchet & Clank, Parappa the Rapper, Jak and Daxter, The Last of Us, Okami, Spyro, even though he isn't technically a bot, and I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but I'm gonna say Forza Horizon. But it's clear there was a lot of work put into this game from people who know and appreciate these PlayStation IPs. And it's that kind of passion that we generally praise from indie games and tends to be lost from these larger AAA titles. And while, yes, it is worth playing, it is absolutely worth completing. Collecting every puzzle piece and bot aren't the only things you should be looking for. Finding special and secret levels are a big part of the game. Some levels have secret exits to find, which are easily the most hidden secrets in the whole game, and they unlock completely full levels for you to play with their own bots and puzzle pieces to find. And every level has this Twitter bird that you can pay for that will tell you whenever there's a secret nearby. And honestly, I'm just happy he's finding work again after Twitter rebranded. And with how much they're putting into this game, I was half expecting a secret exit in one of the secret exit levels. But they didn't do that. But someone should write that down. That would be a good idea. Some of the other bonus levels are found by exploring the space area and finding these meteors and asteroids that reveal new levels. These levels tend to be much shorter, but some of them are really challenging, like the runs posed by the PlayStation symbols. Like, you're not expected to get most of these first try, except for this one, because it's the one that I actually did get on first try. But they're a good challenge and they're worth doing. And getting into the final few trophies, I am going to be jumping into some spoilers, so you have been warned. To fully complete the game, you need all the puzzle pieces to create this golden statue, but then you need all 300 bots in order to climb up it. So once you get all of these collectibles, what does the game reward you with? Besides the moon, it's the final level in the game. A complete gauntlet that you have to go from beginning to end in one go. And it was pretty tough. I mean, it only took me 15 to 20 minutes, but it was a good balance of challenging and fulfilling. And by completing it, it gives you the special 301st bot, an onion. You also unlock a special retro Astro Bot skin, as well as a paint job for your DualSense ship. Honestly, a pretty cool completion status. But if you're a true completionist, you know it doesn't end there. There's a handful of other trophies to collect as well. Like the one called Thick as Thieves, where you have to take a picture of two thieves together, and I thought it meant Sly Cooper and Joker from Persona because they're both thieves and they're both standing right next to each other, and that would actually make sense. But actually, you need to take a picture of Lara Croft and Nathan Drake together, and those two are not standing near each other. So I literally just called all of the bots to surround me, and I took a picture, and that counted. And while most of the trophies are just tied to getting all the collectibles, some of them require special unlockables, and let me explain how that goes. This game, similar to Astro's Playroom, has a gacha machine. This one gives you different costumes for Astro, paint jobs for your ship, but most importantly, accessories for some of the bots that you've rescued. And you see that number in the top right? That's how many total items can be obtained from the machine. 169 items to unlock. Well, it turns out some of the trophies are directly tied to interacting with some of the bots when they have their respective accessories, which means you need to hope you randomly get those accessories from the machine when you spend your hard-earned coins. I mean, it wasn't a big deal because I got most of those accessories right away, but I was missing 2 of them. Alright, so I just ran through some levels to get some extra coins, pulled the lever on the gacha game, and, well, I still didn't get them. Alright, so play some more levels, pulled the lever, still didn't get them. And I feel like at this point, somebody just needs to get me one of those 1-800-GET-HELP pamphlets from a casino. I might actually be the unluckiest gamer who has ever blessed the planet Earth. Because out of 169 total items, I didn't get the last 2 that I needed for the last 2 trophies until item number 163 and 167. At that point, I just ended up cleaning out the whole machine anyway. But now, no one can say I didn't truly 100% the game. And I got the platinum, yay! But everyone who's calling this a 10 out of 10 game are not too far off. I'd give it a 10 out of 10 myself, except all the bots kept flossing and it's making my brain rot, so it loses a point for that. But when I saw that the game was $60, I was really hoping that the higher price point didn't leave a bitter taste in people's mouths. So I'm thankful that it was worth every penny. And I guess I did end up just saying what everyone else said, that the game is incredible, but it is. But if you happen to enjoy the way that I said it, you can leave a like on the video, subscribe because it's my birthday, probably, and leave a comment about what you thought of the game. And then there's another video up here where I talk about another game that I like, and you should check it out because I like that game too. Go click it. Come on, do it. Come on, you know you want to. Okay, thank you for watching. I love you. I'm sorry, what?